on there. What a weekend.
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot going on.
And on top of that, because I'm sure the president was busy with all that in the 250th, but Iran stepped up its missile attacks against Israel. And we were hearing about reports of things escalating over the weekend. And then this morning, there have been some attacks, as it's now the fourth day.
Yeah, the two countries are just going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know who's going to give. Doug Luzader's in D.C. now. Doug.
Hey, good morning. Well, you know, the U.S. is still standing shoulder to shoulder with Israel, but there have clearly been some difficult discussions behind the scenes.
More Iranian missiles pound targets in Israel. The attacks appear to be aimed at civilian areas, all part of Iran's response to last week's Israeli strikes designed to destroy Iran's nuclear program. Even U.S. embassy offices in Tel Aviv were damaged and will remain closed today. President Trump arrived in Canada last night for a G7 summit where traditional economic issues are giving way to concern over the latest Middle East strife. And the president has said repeatedly that Iran needs to come back to the negotiating table.
Have you asked Israel to pause their airstrikes into Iran?
Well, I don't want to say that.
But we have learned that the president privately told Israel to scrap plans to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. In an interview last night, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu would not discuss it.
Actually, there's so many false reports of conversations that never happened, and I'm not going to get into that.
And while Israel may have stopped short of that goal for now, it could still be in the cards.
The principal objectives are, one, to take down the nuclear enterprise and also the ballistic missile enterprise. But certainly Prime Minister Netanyahu would take the byproduct of that, and that is regime change.
And Netanyahu also says that Iran, through proxies, has been behind 2 assassination attempts on President Trump. Mike and Alex.
So Israel gave us the heads up, the United States of America, that they were going to do this, right?
Yeah, that much seems pretty clear here.
Yeah.
Now, you know, as far as targeting the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, it's not happening as far as we know. But nevertheless, I think the idea here is to really kind of crush the economy as well, and then lead to perhaps an uprising. But on the other hand, Iranians may circle the wagons around the current government.
Yeah, that would be because they have tried. Thank you. They've tried to uprise and change the regime, the Iranian people. Remember when there was a group of women who organized that about 3 or 4 years ago, and they killed them all, for attempting it.